Here is what a line graph looks like. It can have one or multiple lines. The line graph is simple to use. It's used throughout the field and it's easy to read. You've seen these graphs everywhere. It's used to graph frequency of a behavior that you want to decrease or behaviors to increase. Line graphs can also be used to graph duration data such as minutes of exercising or crying. They're used to graph programs such as reading, math, requesting, vocalization, cooperation, and so on. It's used for behaviors you want to increase and also used for behaviors, problem behaviors that you want to decrease, such as disruptive behaviors, aggression, self-injurious behaviors, and so on. Okay, I want you to close your eyes for a moment. We're going to do a little activity. Be sure they're closed. Now rest your head down or back so you're relaxed. Ready? How long was the baby crying? If you said about 10 seconds, then you were amazing and you were probably counting in your head. But if you guessed anything longer than 20 seconds, it's probably because it felt like the baby was crying forever. I'll come back to this activity in a couple of minutes. Line graphs typically have baseline data, which is the no treatment phase. It is what the behavior looks like in the current time without intervention. Baseline data helps us see what the behavior is looking like, how many times it's occurring, how long, and so on. It also tells us whether the behavior is a problem or not. Many times in practice, therapists or parents will come to me and say, "Little Billy is hitting us and it's increasing by the minute." When we take baseline data, we find that the behavior occurs twice in a day, in like a 6-hour day, let's say. Sometimes the behavior seems more frequent or long-lasting because of our perception. Going back to our baby crying example, when a child is crying, we can perceive it to be much worse than it is because the behavior is bothersome to us. So therefore, taking the data will help us see the reality of the behavior. In practice, baseline data may not always be taken, depending on the behavior and the severity. Sometimes we have to jump into treatment to ensure the client is safe, but in many cases, we can take baseline data. This may be a few sessions to gather information on that behavior. Treatment data shows us the effect of the treatment on that behavior. Once a treatment plan has been designed and implemented, we can watch and see how it impacts the behavior. We can make decisions about the effectiveness of that program or protocol. Something to watch out for, since I see this with many therapists, teachers, and parents, is not to jump to conclusions, saying that the treatment isn't working or is working without reviewing the data with your supervisor or behavior analyst. There is the x-axis, which runs horizontally, and it shows the passage of time, such as session, date, month, and so on. The y-axis is the vertical line, which shows the range of values of the dependent variables, such as the number of times a behavior occurred or the duration. It's the behavior being measured. And here's our beautiful y-axis in red. Condition lines or phase lines show us changes in time which can be represented by a solid or dashed line. The solid line showing major changes and a dashed line showing minor changes. So if a learner's session times change or the child was sick, you can use a condition line to indicate that there was a change. If there were program changes, a condition line can be drawn here too. The importance of the condition line is to show us that due to some change in the environment or event change, the behavior improved or declined. For example, suppose a child in the program was coming 5 days a week and then his parents changed his schedule to only 3 times a week. The learner's rate of learning and progress could be affected because of this change. The condition line will visually show this on the graph. Condition labels are descriptive phrases printed on the top of the graph that explain the condition changes. This could be baseline, treatment, program change, sick, and so on. Here, you can see how the condition labels are set up with the condition lines. The data points connects the target behavior with the time of observation. For example, the behavior is hitting and it occurred 5 times on Tuesday. So we need to indicate this by finding 5 on the y-axis and Tuesday on the x-axis. You can use a geometric shape like a circle, square, or triangle to plot your point. The data path is the line that connects all the data points. This represents a path for the target behavior. The data path can be on a slope down or on a rise.